Hello, everyone. This is Heather Kirksey, Vice President of the Lennox Foundation.
Community and ecosystem for LF networking at the Lennox Foundation.
Yes. And yes, well, she is amazing. I met her here at this amazing conference in Portugal, and we are going to hear a little bit about her. So, what is a typical day in the life of what you do?
A large number of conference calls, especially since the pandemic started. But so in my role, I sort of oversee a lot of our community activities. So working with our program managers and technical architects for the various projects. So I help with that. I help oversee our marketing activities. I help oversee our events and event strategies. So basically things that work to help build up open source in the ecosystem and things that help our communities work together.
Wow, well, that is amazing. And okay, so this is a little bit of a funny story. So when we arrived on Sunday, my husband and I, we went sort of into the restaurant area and we saw you and I said, oh, she looks important. Who's that? Just, I don't know, the way you were sitting and you were just talking to someone and I said, oh, she looks official. And my husband said, that's Heather. She's a hustler. She always hustles. She never stops. So I guess, so the question I would love to ask you is, what advice would you have for someone who has talent and dreams and ambitions, but they're scared to make that leap? Maybe they're stuck in a dead-end job and it's not going anywhere, but they know they're capable of so much more. They just need to do it. What advice would you have for them?
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of what sort of keeps people stuck is an overinflated sense of the risk involved in change, and an underinflated sense of possibilities. I actually, when I first moved out to the Bay Area, I moved from one location of my company to a Bay Area location, and then we had some mass layoffs at the company, and I was unemployed for 6 months. And then I got a job at another startup, and then they decided to sort of dismantle the entire team that I was on. So I was unemployed again for 6 months. So in the first 2 years, I lived in Silicon Valley, which should be a great place for the tech industry. I was unemployed for exactly half of that.
Wow.
But here I am, and it gave me the opportunity to seek out and end up here at the Lennox Foundation, which has been a really, truly amazing experience. It's allowed me to grow. It's allowed me to work with the community. It's allowed me to work in open source, which is a great place to be in tech, because we are a nonprofit, but we're very much in the tech industry. So it takes you get a sense of personal fulfillment as well as having a really intellectually stimulating job.
Exactly. Well, I guess you answered my next question, which was, I'm sure success is not just handed to us on a silver platter, just magically at our doorstep. We have to go through trials sometimes. Sometimes we do have to go through hardships and failures and unemployment sometimes and other things. So I bet you are a strong person because of everything.
I don't know about that. I think, I think less about strength and more about resilience, honestly, that, it can be knocked down. I can, the past 2.5 years of the pandemic have been really tough. I've struggled a lot with mental health issues and with some physical issues, but, it's also, I guess I've been around long enough to know that the ups will pass, the downs will pass, the in-betweens will pass. Change will just keep coming, and, kind of hang in there, and you never know what's going to end up as an opportunity. I didn't mean to end up in the tech industry, I started off really meaning to be an astronomer, and so I was working on an astrophysics degree, and then I realized that I didn't want to do that, but I'd always been an English double major as well. That was just for fun. So then I thought I would go into academia and the humanities and become a English professor. Got to grad school, realized that wasn't for me. So I left grad school school, and was very fortunate to have a roommate whose parents let me live with her in sort of their kind of basement area where she and her sister had been when they were kids. Yeah. And I knew I needed to get a job. I needed to get my own place and pay rent and buy food. And so I ended up working at a .com pretty much as a glorified assistant, really, and realized that I really liked that industry. Got some growth opportunities, started learning a lot of stuff, and then the .com bust happened. Another year-long stretch of unemployment, but my next role ended up in telecom, and that's where I've pretty much been ever since. And it's an industry that I, never expected to be in, but it's one that I've grown to love.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much. It has been amazing talking to you, and it was so great to meet you on this trip to Portugal.
I was going to say it was great. It was great meeting you too.
Good. Thank you.